Hey team, hope you're all doing well. I wanted to go over the mental skills of a 3-hour marathoner. I know a lot of you are training to get under this barrier and finally get to that 2 hour, 59-minute in time. And I think the mental skills of a sub 3 hour marathoner, one is you have to be very diligent and also persistent in your preparation, because I think a lot of athletes want to break 3 hours, okay, but they don't necessarily always realize how extensive and how tough and how long it may take them to run a sub 3 hour marathon. Persistence goes so far. You cannot just rely on your talent. If you have, and especially for athletes that are trying to break 3 hours, I do think there is a level of talent you have to have. I know everybody's got their own viewpoint of what elite is to them. Some athletes think breaking 2 hours and 20 minutes is elite. Some think that breaking 2:10 is elite. Some think that sub 2:05 is elite. But in my opinion, I think anything under 3 hours is an elite time when you look at how many runners around the world run marathons and how few break the 3 hour marathon. The mental skills of 3 hour marathoner, I think most of the athletes that I've seen, especially not just most, all the athletes that I've seen that break 3 hours to the marathon have an enormous amount of drive and focus. I've always said this: if you're lacking talent in any way, you can make up for it with your work ethic. Okay, the only problem is it may take you 10 years to break 3 hours, where it may take somebody with an extreme amount of genetic talent maybe 6 months to a year. The point is you finally get to that point where you can finally break 3 hours. And I know so many athletes around the world are looking for different tactics, different strategies to finally get under 3 hours. You know, I always talk about looking at all the fundamentals. What are other things that you could be doing that possibly you're not doing or you haven't done in the past that is causing you to not get under that 3 hour marathon barrier? Are you going out too fast? Are you running way too aggressive in the first half? Are you running a positive split every single time you run a race? And that could be the reasoning behind you going from running at 250 marathon pace for the first, say, 16 or 17 miles, and then falling off the pace and end up running 320 or 324, around that range. Are you running too much of your mileage too slow throughout the week? Okay, you have to look at quality versus quantity. You don't want to just focus all of your attention, and this is the mental skills of a sub 3 hour marathoner. The athletes that are running at the elite level or close to the elite level, they're thinking about different tactics, different strategies that they can do that their competition may or may not be doing. I've talked about the power of mental visualization and how important spending 10 minutes daily seeing yourself getting across that finish line with 2:59 on the clock. A lot of athletes, they just focus all of their attention and efforts on physical training and spend none on mental preparation, mental rehearsal. Okay, Olympians do this. I certainly have done it over the years, helped me drop significant time off my marathon time. I always envision myself running well under the time that I was currently running at when I first started marathon running. And over a significant amount of time, several years, I know that helped me because my brain, I was always seeing myself performing at a much higher level than I was actually running at. Okay, so I do think that I think it's very important for athletes to continue to see yourself performing at the level you're dreaming about and do that on a routine basis. Okay, the mental skills of marathoning, sub 3 hour marathoning, is you continue to visualize yourself succeeding even when you don't think that you're at the level or even if you're far away from this sub 3 hour marathon time. Okay, if you're at 4 hours right now or you're at 4:05 for the marathon and you think 2:59:59 is impossible, okay, you may get that result. You have to be beyond tenacious to break 3 hours for the marathon. I think athletes that do this are just extremely dedicated, driven, motivated. Some athletes will just go, like I said, some athletes are just, they have the genetic capability and they can just go out and do it on a routine basis. And then there's other athletes that have been training their entire lives trying to get under 3 hours or to run at the 3 hour marathon time barrier or in that range. And never come remotely close to it. Okay, I think that it's not just a matter of talent. It's really a matter of persistence and tenacious activity on a routine basis, daily basis over a very long period of time. I never thought of myself as a marathon runner. I was more of a middle distance runner when I was in high school and college, and started running marathons when I was 25. And I always thought of marathoners, especially the athletes that could run under 3 hours, I thought they were crazy. Okay, but again, once I started running them, this distance, I kind of found a love for it. So I think that's another thing in terms of your mental skills. You have to find a love and drive and willingness to continue to train over a long period of time, in most cases several years, especially for the athletes that are looking to break 3 hours. You have to have that drive over a very long period of time in order to achieve this particular time barrier. There's so few, I think it's like between 1% and 2% probably worldwide of runners that break 3 hours each year. And the faster you're trying to run, sub 250, sub 240, sub 230, sub 220, it just gets harder and harder, and fewer runners run under those specific time barriers. I think some of the things that help me the most as a marathon runner is just not, like I mentioned in other videos, not losing enthusiasm for what I was doing. You're gonna have doubts. You're gonna have bad workouts. You're gonna have bad races in your buildups. Expect that. You're not trying to run an average time. Okay, continue to remind yourself how fast you're trying to run. And that again ties into this topic of the mental skills of a 3-hour marathoner. They just don't let up. They do expect that there will be challenges along the way. Get in the routine of running races that are much faster and much shorter as well in your preparation. Run some 10-mile races, okay? Run a few 10Ks, run a couple half marathons as you lead into your goal marathon. Do not pick a marathon that is hilly. If you're trying to break 3 hours and you're trying to run faster over the 26.2 mile or 42.2 kilometer distance, run races that are going to set you up for success and have the highest probability of you running economically or efficiently over the distance. Rotterdam, Chicago, London, Berlin, Frankfurt, those types of races, Columbus, flatter races that don't have as many turns, especially, a great course would be Berlin. I never ran Berlin. I wish I would have ran it. But those types of courses minimize the amount of turns that you're going to be running, especially if you're trying to cut time. Okay, the courses that have the minimal, the least amount of turns will set you up for success. But also remember, flat courses are not a guarantee you're going to run fast over the marathon and break 3 hours. You have to be mentally prepared. You have to be physically prepared, spending more of a higher percentage of your weekly volume running at your goal marathon race pace or faster. Okay, Ethiopians and Kenyans, they're great, but they hurt and can be beat just like you and I. Okay, the only reason why they're so good is, one, they have been running more miles and more kilometers versus Americans. A lot of them run to and from school every single day. They're running at altitude. They have the mindset that and I've witnessed this myself, watching and training with Kenyans and Europeans and Ethiopians over the years, is they have a willingness to keep pushing, even when they don't lose. Like I said, they don't lose enthusiasm. Maintain that trait. That is a mental skill that all sub 3 hour marathoners that I've seen over the years have. So remind yourself that what you're doing in training is going to be tough. You're going to be challenged, but you're also going to have success. Okay, if you keep putting in the work and you jog on your recovery days, you'll allot sufficient time for your body to adapt to the hard training you're doing, you're going to achieve this particular barrier. The time frame is the unknown. You don't know if you're going to do it in 6 months. I can't guarantee you're going to do it with one of my training plans in a matter of 4 months or 6 months, but I think the probability is going to be increased because you're training in such a way that you're improving your lactate tolerance sufficiently and effectively enough that I think your chances are going to succeed, are going to rise, because you're doing the types of workouts not only that I was doing over the years, but you're also doing the types of training that the world's top runners really focus on doing in order to break time barriers like this. So the mental skills of a sub 3-hour marathoner are all about tenacity, consistency, being persistent, not losing enthusiasm for what you're doing, mental rehearsal on a routine basis. Start implementing that now. If all you've been doing in the past is just physical training, you need to start doing that. It's not that hard. Just 5 to 10 minutes daily. When you first get up in the morning, or when you get up, or when you go to bed at night. Start seeing yourself performing at a high level, okay? I do this with everything. It's not just running. I think about the types of goals and dreams that I have outside of running, and I see myself doing them, okay? I think that that's something that, regardless if maybe you're trying to lose weight, see yourself lighter. See yourself doing more activities that maybe you weren't doing in the past. These are things that really help you, I think, that a lot of athletes miss, okay? So I hope this video on the mental skills of a 3-hour marathoner has been helpful. Feel free to leave me a comment below. Let me know in the comment section how mental training has helped you as an athlete. As a middle distance runner, long distance runner, I'd love to hear it. I will definitely respond as well. So thanks so much for watching my videos. Feel free to check out the resources below or on RunDreamAchieve.com. Also, I've hired a web designer who's currently working on the new RunDreamAchieve.com website. It's going to blow your mind. I met with him yesterday. I've seen the homepage. The whole design team is absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so there's more to come with the website. So thanks so much again for watching all my videos. Thanks for your support. Please like and share these videos. I appreciate that as well. And I'll talk to you guys and gals all in the next video.